Hello, my name is Father Jacob Rouse, and I'm the pastor of Notre Dame Parish in Cresco, Iowa, and I'm shorter today because my chair is being borrowed for the Notre Dame stand at the mighty Howard County Fair. It's Fair Week, and it's very, very fun. Another thing that's fun is there is an exhibit at our church right now, and before I get into that, let me tell you the backstory of it. Carlo Acutis is a young man from Italy who was born in 1991 and died tragically of leukemia in 2006. But this young man's short life consisted of the Eucharist, devotion and obsession with it, and computer programming. He also traveled around learning and seeking and visiting sites about Eucharistic miracles. Eucharistic miracles are astounding accounts, often sometimes bizarre, sometimes unbelievable. Really, in some cases, Eucharistic miracles are just the most insane things, accounts that have happened all through the centuries, all through the decades. There have been Eucharistic miracles reported and confirmed by the church and local authorities, and even scientists in some cases. For instance, a host starting to gush blood, or flames coming out of a tabernacle as a French invader tries to desecrate the church. Anyway, so he took his love of the Eucharist and took his love of computer programming and put them together and created the website, which you'll find in this description. This website was made by him. But for right now, in this year of Eucharistic revival, these 3 years of Eucharistic revival, Iowa Catholic Radio and various other donors and sponsors have taken that website and brought it into physical form through various either posters or, in our case, large, giant banners, those kind that you unfold and stand up in the church. When I was talking with Melanie, our faith formation coordinator, about bringing this exhibit to our church, I said, yeah, sure, go for it. She said, yeah, there's probably 12 big whole banners. I said, okay, that'll be easy to find. And then a few days before it actually arrived, she said, actually, they just told me there's 40 of them. And I said, 40? She said, 40. 40 giant 5-foot banners that we have to find room to display. And I found myself saying, this is overwhelming. Carlo, you maniac. And his passion and love for the Eucharist and his use of technology has now, even after his life, brought knowledge and love and devotion of the Eucharist here to our parish. So we found a place for him, and you'll see. But I'd like to invite you from now until June 2nd to come, and anytime there's daylight, the church will be unlocked for prayer and for reading all these panels, 40 panels. Well, 38 technically, because the 1 or 2 of them are just like introductory ones. Took me about 2 minutes to read each one, and that's going at a pretty good pace. So you'll have, even if you don't get to them all, you'll have plenty to do. But what I love about the Eucharistic miracles are overwhelming to me as a priest who believes in the true presence. Even yet, it's still astounding to think that these things have actually happened to priests and people throughout history, and yet there's the in some cases scientific evidence and the accounts. Anyway, you'll have to see it. So I'd like to invite you to that, and I'd like to show you how to get there right now. If you go through the doors of Notre Dame and climb the stairs, or enter through the other door and use the elevator, you will be greeted with an overwhelming display of banners that document many Eucharistic miracles. A miracle is an astounding work which can only be attributed to the divine power of God. Jesus' power and his real presence is always there, waiting for us in the tabernacle, but sometimes his power and his love interrupt our plans. From France to Poland, from the 1200s to 2008, Jesus has been active in the Eucharist in many startling and inspiring ways. This traveling exhibit is made possible by the generous donation of Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Even if you don't get to read them all, even if you don't believe in them all, even if none of these miracles ever happen to you or you see anything like this, it just reinforces our faith and belief in the Eucharistic Jesus who waits in that tabernacle for you, wants to unite with you, and wants to be with you for eternity. Hope you take it one day at a time, and I will see you this weekend.